You're in.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Morning Sun's broadcast of the 46th Annual Christmas Parade, presented to you by Jock Snitch, the location sponsor, which is where we are broadcasting this parade out of. I'm Drake Miller, so I'll be taking you through all of the items here on this parade list, floats, bands, and everything else. Got a pretty good showing, a little bit of snowfall last night. Keeping the streets slick, and hopefully ice stays away tonight and the city can resume its normal activities or continue its normal activities. We got the bands and the floats coming up here in just a few minutes as we can hear some of the drums from a distance. Streets are covered with Christmas lights right now. It's a beautiful holiday festive spirit, one of my favorites. Of course, you look across the street to Sarah Laurie's bridal. You can see the windows decorated there. And of course, all the street lights, Christmas lights, wreaths, everything of that sort. Looking very holiday and festive as it is the 1st of December. Countdown to Christmas starts today. 24 days and counting until as we look through this, some upcoming events for the holiday season. The Mrs. Claus Bakery on December 13th will start at 9 a.m. It's free for all ages at the Lincoln Center on 710 West 9th Street. You can bring the little ones to a magical cookie decorating experience at the Mrs. Claus Bakery. Kids will get hands-on as they decorate their own holiday cookies. Going through as well on that day, the 17th Annual Holiday Craft Fair, which is also at Lincoln Center. That's from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., so that's at the same time. You can kind of double dip in those two events. And then for this parade, we're looking at approximately 30-45 minutes for parade length. And you can expect Santa at the end of the show, so stay tuned. Give another shout out to our location sponsor, Jock Snitch, for letting us broadcast out of their second floor. So if you're out here watching the parade broadcast, or you know somebody who's out watching the parade, and you're in at home and you're warm and cozy couch watching this broadcast, go ahead and tell them, post up in front of Jock Snitch and get on camera. Got our first cars rolling in through. Pittsburg Police. That officially, I would say, starts the festivities. It's a beautiful time of the year. Thanksgiving just ending as of last Thursday, and I'm sure some families still celebrating Thanksgiving throughout the rest of this week. Always nice, kind of shortens that length in between Thanksgiving and Christmas. You can hear our first band on the horizon. Once again, I wanted to mention great showing out here for Pittsburg and the area towns. Oh, a little 6-7 out of the Dare car, getting it started early. Love the memes nowadays. Looks like I would believe this to be the Pitt State Band. A little bit of a jazzy rendition of some Christmas music. Pride of the Plains Marching Band, as well as some, if not all, of the cheerleaders and dancers accompanying them. Great work by such a wonderful Division II college, university, involved in just about everything in the area. As we've got a little bit of a stop up. Oh, here's a spotting of the Grinch. Better watch your Christmas trees. I'm sure that's what he's looking for. Gonna ruin all the holiday spirit. Our first float of the evening. Looks to be a little bit of a jacket box. And I'm trying to make out what that sign says. I believe that to be Equity Bank, but I could be wrong. Sign looked like it said Equity Bank. KSN 16 News rolling through here with some lightly decorations on their Action 12 mobile. A couple of other costumes spotted at the bottom. Might make out what that one's supposed to be. Not too up to date on some of the Christmas characters. Another Grinch spotted here on this float. Looks like Davidson's Towing taking care of that one. And then Joe Smith Tobacco Company rolling through here now. Funny enough, used to work there. It's a great spot. Nice people, great management, and enjoyed my time there. KOAM News, another news vehicle, lightly decorated with some lights. I believe that's Channel 7. Is that Knights of Columbus? And Mary and Joseph on that float. Modern House and Home rolling through. Lots of local business and organizations that we've already seen. With some beautiful decorations. There was news that some of the high school or younger bands had to keep from the parade and back out a little bit as of today, since the snow and the ice and everything else makes it just a little bit dicey. With the roads being so slick, be a little bit sketchy after the sun sets and we drop below those freezing temperatures. I'll go ahead and get into a weather outlook for the rest of the week, as I believe today's the only day of snow. Of course, things can change living in Kansas. Looks like your highest points of degrees or highest temperature throughout the rest of this week is going to be on Saturday, 49 degrees, but it doesn't get any higher than that, and it's dipping into high 20s at the highest on some days. Albers Marine, excuse me, rolling through with a boat on their trailer. Representing over there in Girard. Relatively consistent advertiser with the Morning Sun. I think one of my favorite parts about Christmas and this time of the year has to be the decorations. Talked about it a little bit earlier, but I love the snowflakes hanging from the street lights. I think that's like the most aesthetically best looking thing when it comes to decorations. And I love when people go all out on their houses. The inflatables, the lights. I don't think there should be a single centimeter that's not got a piece of decoration on it in your house. And maybe that's just because I have no sense of interior or exterior design, but that's my hot take. Dylan's rolling through with a rather large candy cane and a wagon and a inflatable balloon dog that's not actually inflated. I'm concerned about those back legs. Mercy of Pittsburg, also a frequent sponsor of frequent advertiser in the Morning Sun, as well as a sponsor of the Morning Sun Sports Reports. Big name medical care for this community and the neighboring areas as well. Cute sweater on that dog right there, and I believe, is that an antler or is that a bow? Couldn't quite make it out. I couldn't tell if it was dressed as Max from the Grinch. Another big part of this parade, the candy. As you can see, kids already running into the streets to pick up a couple Tootsie Rolls, which in my opinion is just outright diabolical. But anything other than Tootsie Rolls is quality candy in my eyes. More people dressed up, all decorated for the season, and so I believe we've got another truck rolling through here. Let's see. Looks like it's hauling a trailer with some decorations. More kids getting candy passed out. Love to see the spreading of holiday cheer. Nice Christmas trees on the back of this truck. Let's see what that's. Sanderson Pipe. Bringing, oh, they're pipe trees. I see, and the Grinch. That's our third Grinch of the evening. How many do we think we're gonna get to? I think we get two more. I think we get two more Grinches through the remainder of this parade. Another beautifully decorated Evergy truck. Two beautifully decorated Evergy trucks with an American flag and lights hanging off the back. Love to see the support of the nation. And this looks like, oh wow, What a cool float with what looks to be Buddy the Elf climbing up a light pole to fix the lights. Some nice hot rods, muscle cars rolling through. Another float coming up as well. This is Pitt State ROTC rolling on through with some boxes and wrapped gifts in what looks to be Army-style truck. Gingerbread Man, that's our first gingerbread man. I'm a little surprised now that I've seen it that we haven't seen a couple more. I think gingerbread might be going out of style a little bit. You know, I feel like throughout the years, at least the last few, it just hasn't been all the hype. You know, I think gingerbread houses still stand their ground, but gingerbread cookies, I think, are just lost media at this point. More Santa inflatables from clear-cut gutters. And a nicely wrapped Ford Fusion. Sure that husky out there is enjoying the nice and cold weather. JT Construction rolling on through now down Broadway with their trailer. Big Tex. Remember the reason, says JT Construction, with a simple nativity scene and some Christmas trees sitting on the front of their trailer. Wow, 3 trucks in a row. JT Construction making a name for themselves. A local, as a matter of fact. It's locally owned. They do a lot of contract work from some of the bigger businesses, and I've seen their name plastered on just about every project as of recent. Street lights still flipping back and forth. Let's see what's up next. Couple of Christmas light cars with candy getting passed out. I don't know if you look across the way, it looks like, I don't know if they're handing them out, but collection of what looks to be Christmas balloons on a stick. I don't really know if that's what you would call them. Bubbles on a stick, balloon on a stick. Pittsburg Sonic, Sign Brothers, as well as KTCCU, and there we go. That's our 4th Grinch of the day. And our 2nd gingerbread man. I think we get one more gingerbread man as well by the end of this. And I'd say we at least get one Santa Claus. At least. John Deere going through. giving the kids a couple beeps. It's a nice wreath on the front of that truck. As well as Heritage Tractor. So John Deere Heritage Tractor. Distributor. Quick stop for the parade, and we chug along. Chicken Annie's coming on through. A famed fried chicken spot here in the southeast Kansas area. Heard people travel here to try both Chicken Annie's and Chicken Mary's just to see which one's better. Pittsburg Ducks Unlimited also coming on through. It's that season. I just actually went out hunting myself. Cub Scouts Pack 287, as well as the Garden. It looks like, well, I think they were supposed to have Cub Scouts on the back, but it looks like they might be missing. Oh, there's the Cub Scouts. And there we go. That's the fifth Grinch. Right on the other side of that Cadillac. Is that the Grinch? I think it is. Is it an actual person? He hasn't moved. Very realistic looking. I don't believe that is an actual person. We're not going to count it. I think we get one more. I think we get a real Grinch. Want to give another big shout out to our location sponsor, Jock Snitch, for letting us broadcast out of the second story of their building. Wouldn't have been possible without them, so make sure you stop in at Jock Snitch. Got some good deals going on throughout the holiday season. Had a big sale for Black Friday and all that stuff, and I'm sure that they are offering sales all the time, so make sure you're stopping in. They've got a wide selection of clothing, apparel, shoes, all kinds of stuff for your local sporting teams. And also want to give another shout out and say, make sure you pick up your Morning Sun Tuesday edition tomorrow at your local distributor or at the office. You can come in and get your Morning Sun at the office, or you can sign up for a subscription whenever. Open from 9 to 5 on every weekday, so make sure you're picking up that for the latest news on the parades, on other events going on throughout the community. It's a great way to keep up to date on just what's going on in such a tightly knitted but large community. Looks like a couple more cars rolling on through here. Meadowside Baptist Church with a lightly decorated trunk there. so festive. I mean, come on. Can't put a couple of Christmas lights on your car. At least these people are bearing the cold, wearing their Santa hats and stockings. Beefaroo, I think they came into Pittsburgh last year or so, maybe a little over a year now. Right over there by the university. Been there a couple times. It's pretty good, pretty good. Some more holiday cheer with these vehicles. Santa hats hanging out the window, wreaths on the front. And then here's a trailer. Some nice Christmas music. Love to see the children getting involved in the holiday spirit. Of course, I feel like for a child, this is like the greatest month or 2-month run of the year. You're closing out into Christmas break, and even when you're coming back from Christmas break, it's just so easy on you. Classes are starting up again. You know, you have those first days back where you're asking about what happened over break. It's like a good 2 months where you really just kind of lay back and relax. Unless you procrastinated your homework, of course, in which case, go do your homework. More Christmas music. Dodges here. Some Challengers. Quite tell with that. Looks like it might be a Charger. Pittsburgh Fire Department making a loud entrance. More well-decorated trucks follow. This looks like O'Brien. Nice wreath on the front and some Christmas lights around the mixing barrel. As well as a couple of motorcycles, choppers. trailer to follow theirs. People just keep on rolling in here. Oh, and there's our fifth Grinch. See if we can get him on camera. There he is. Our fifth Grinch. I knew it. I knew we had two more. Now we just need one more gingerbread man. As well as Santa. Get the full trifecta of Christmas. Question. Do we think the Grinch, outside of Santa Claus of course, do we think the Grinch is the most famous Christmas character? Or do you think Rudolph? Because I feel like everybody knows about both. Like, what are you thinking of first when you think of Christmas? Are you thinking of Grinch or Rudolph? Go ahead and give another quick shout outs to Jock Snitch, our location sponsor. Make sure to stop by, check out all of their local school sporting equipment and apparel and gear. Also, make sure to check out, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to check out our Facebook. And if you're watching on Facebook, make sure to check out our YouTube. We're simulcasting to both of those platforms right now. And we plan to move a lot of things to both platforms going forward. So make sure that you are up to date and notified on both of those digital platforms, because we've got a lot of cool stuff coming out for the Morning Sun. We've got sports reports that come out every day of the week. Keep yourself updated on what's going on with local sports, as well as just stories that are free to view if you don't have a subscription, as well as just little sneak peeks into some stories here and there, so you can know if you should pick up the paper. And following is free, so. Paint's coming through. It's red and blue. Like a rather large truck. Service Master Restore. Do water, fire, mold, construction, and catastrophe response. All of a sudden it gets below 40 degrees and I can't talk. Gotta say, I was mixed emotions about the snow this morning. I was pretty happy, but I was also like, man, it's officially cold. It's officially winter, which I'm not a huge fan of winter, but I am a big fan of Christmas and the Christmas aesthetic, including snow, lights, snowflakes, snowmen, as we see on the back of that Croc-Hand truck. If you're watching from home, make sure to leave in the chat your favorite thing about Christmas? What is your favorite part of Christmas? Is it the gifts? Is it the decorating? And if it is decorating, what part of decorating? If it's the gifts, what is the one thing that you're looking for under the tree this year from Santa? Harry Hines rolling on through, as well as Carrington Place with some of their seniors. Love to see it. O'Brien Auto and Diesel, not to be confused with O'Brien Mix. There's another Grinch there. That makes 6. I may have drastically undershot this expectation. I feel like we already saw Fleet Solutions. Maybe they've got a couple of automobiles in this lineup. Crawford County EMS, big shout out to all first responders. A part of this parade, not a part of this parade. It's just such a overlooked thing, I think, in a community like this. Should give a lot of respect to these people who are out there saving lives on the daily, helping people with anything from minor to major injuries. EMS trucks. Hope they've got a couple more just in case. You know, don't be too careful. Gotta have one on standby. K-Cow rolling on through with their signature cow. You can see that if you drive far enough, I believe down 4th Street, run into them. 99.7 The Bull. Another beautiful float. Oh, from Backyard Discovery. Happy holidays. That's a beautiful float that they've got there. Then you've got Pittsburg Care and Rehab with some snow around the windows. I love that. Very simple, easy to do, but it looks so good. Makes everything just a little more wintry. Crowd's starting to clear out, but we haven't even seen Santa. So extreme exteriors. Love to see all the local businesses coming around. Harry's Cafe, they've now got some nighttime hours, or some, if either considered nighttime or early morning, whichever one you would like, but I believe that's on weekends. So make sure to check them out. They've got kind of like an exclusive menu going on there. Pretty cool stuff. Definitely a top breakfast restaurant in the area, if not the top. Watco. Talk about some, or that's a Watco truck, but I want to talk about a supporter of the Morning Sun. Watco's a huge supporter of community stuff. SEK Elite Combat Academy, self-defense. looks like probably in the back third, if not more, of this parade. If you're watching right now, I'd like to see what you're watching from, so where you're watching from, whether that's here in Pittsburgh or if you're a little farther away as a Pittsburgh native. Just trying to enjoy the holiday spirit with a hometown vibe. Leave it in the live chat. Let us know. And we'll give a shout out to the farthest away. What in the world? There's a camel here in Pittsburgh. How'd they get that? Here we go. This is the real stuff. The big man. Here he is. Santa Claus, aka Kris Kringle. Love it. The kids are too. I believe you can visit him now at Meadowbrook Mall. So if you've got something you're wanting on your Christmas list, might go talk to the guy who's in charge of it all. See if you're on the naughty or nice list as well. Make sure to do your homework, kids. Don't want to get coal in your stockings this year. I believe that will just about do it. Looks like Lexi is tuning in from California, so big shout out to Lexi as we close things out here on the Morning Sun on YouTube. Want to give another big shout out to Jock Snitch for being the location sponsor and letting us broadcast out of their building. It is, I believe, still open at least until like the next 10 minutes. So if you're on site, run in there, buy some shoes real quick, and get them under the tree and wrapped for that special someone. But we will go ahead and sign off. You can keep local coverage alive by donating to the Support Local Journalism Project Fund. More information can be found at www.morningsun.net/donate. So make sure to check that out. Make sure to pick up your paper tomorrow, whether that's at your local distributor or the office, or if you've got a subscription, make sure you get it. If you don't, call us up at the front desk. But that will wrap it up here for our 46th annual Christmas Parade broadcast. We hope to see you all next time on Morning Sun broadcast and other digital content. But I'm Drake signing off. Thanks for watching.